welcome to the Big Jim Show. I'm your host, Big Jim, aka stand-up comedian.
And I am Annette. I am Big Jim's wife, and we are here to give you some probably useless information, but it's good
Oh yeah,
useless
tons of useless
information.
information.
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, aka Mrs. Big Jim.
My name's Annette, but yeah, they call me Miss Big Jim. Mrs. Big Jim.
So, and as we always do, we try to go back on retro times during the 80s and 90s. And we felt that the 80s and 90s monster movies would be something kind of fun to watch and kind of our take on some of the 80s and 90s monster movies that we have.
Kind of like a review.
Yeah, just more or less like a movie review. Some of our
Yeah.
favorite movies that we like to watch and that we refer to and things like that. So yeah, and here we go.
Okay, so who's going first?
I can go first, or
Okay.
you can go first. What do you got
Okay.
for yours?
For the first one that I have, and it happens to be one of my favorite movies, is The Lost Boys.
Lost
You remember
Boys.
that one?
Yeah,
It was a pretty good movie.
that was a good one.
So the cast includes Kiefer Sutherland, Corey Haim, and Corey Feldman, which were very iconic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, they're very
way
iconic.
Yeah.
They were all within the age of 18, give or take a few years, all of the cast.
Wow.
When they filmed this movie. And I was like, wow, that's crazy to think that movie is that old. Not telling my age or anything, but
Right.
So, I thought that the movie, put together with some comedy, horror, action, it made for a really good movie. Because parts of it was funny, parts of it was scary, parts of it was action filled, and so that made it kind of a well put together movie.
Oh, the theme song to it was like awesome. I'm like huge about soundtracks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm like super big about soundtracks.
Yeah, soundtracks make the movie also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cry, little sister. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm sorry, I love that song. That's like a really good song.
Oh my gosh.
It was just an all around good movie. It's total cult classic. Kiefer Sutherland plays like the best lead vampire you can ever think of, and I gotta say that gal was kind of cute.
Yeah, Star.
Yeah.
Her actual name was a Star.
She was kind of cute.
Yeah, she was pretty. She was definitely pretty. She still is pretty.
As a matter of fact, there was something going around on Facebook that had the stars of the Lost Boys then versus now, and Star, she still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Good for her. She's aging well.
Some of us age like wine. Some of us age like milk.
You might want to decipher who is who on here for the people that are not watching online or on the YouTube.
So the funny thing is she thought I was her age and I thought she was my age. So that was kind of how that goes.
Well, I am 7 years older than you. I mean, I thought you were my age.
Uh-huh. And I thought you were my age, which I was 21 at the time. So, hey, it is what it is.
But, so did you know in the movie, this is kind of a bit of useless information about this movie, but, it's cool, all the same. So the name Michael was mentioned 114 times in the movie.
Really?
And the movie was only 97 minutes long, and so that's a rate of like one Michael for every 1.18 minutes. They said the name Michael.
Good God.
Isn't that crazy?
What the heck?
Somebody was either yelling, saying, or screaming, Michael! in that movie.
Sounds like my childhood.
So yeah, 114 times.
James!
Oh my God.
At least about every minute I was hearing.
Was that when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, growing up, school, whatever, it didn't matter.
Oh my gosh. Especially when you had to go get ice.
Ugh.
But so the movie was actually rated by some teens in this day and age, teens of today, and they rated it a good starter scary movie and said that it was way less scarier than Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is scary?
That's what I said. I was like, that's not scary.
Really? It's cool, but I don't find it as scary.
Well, it was rated by teens. They say it's way less scarier than Stranger Things, and they
God,
said it was a good starter movie.
Lost Boys was freaky.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
There was.
I
But
do
like the
have to say it
beginning
was a good
scene. The
movie.
beginning scene where the security cop, the security guard,
Uh huh.
gets taken up by the Lost Boys after he had ran them out of the park.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
And then when they're hanging off the railroad tracks and
Yeah,
they
that was
actually show
awesome.
their
Yeah.
vampire true form to Michael.
I go with that Michael again.
So, did you know that Kiefer Sutherland has a twin sister?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. They. I guess she does. I didn't know. That's pretty cool, though. Her name is Rachel Sutherland.
That name sounds really familiar.
It does
Is
sound
she
familiar,
is she an
doesn't it?
actress?
I'm not sure if she's an actress or not. I need to research that a little further. But I didn't know he had a twin sister. He happens to be one of my favorite actors. The Cowboy Way was hilarious.
Oh my god,
But him and Woody Harrelson. Oh my god, don't put those two
yeah.
together. But yeah, I guess that was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool.
So
So
you know who else has a twin sister is Linda Hamilton.
really,
Did you know that?
no.
So in the scene Terminator 2, where she's having that dream,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So when she's over there banging on the fence, and she's like, "Get out of here, get out of here!" And the gal playing with the kid, that's her actual twin sister.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That they look exact. I mean,
identical
exactly.
twins.
Because sometimes twins they have like subtle differences, but her and her sister like
I'm
identical,
sure there are subtle differences, but because we were seeing like Linda Hamilton up close in camera, and we were
and
seeing
then
her
further
twins,
away.
yeah, her twin sister was like further away.
Maybe that's what it was.
Because I always wondered about that. I was like, wow, they did a really good job at doubling that. Like, that's pretty cool. And then come to find out, years later that
Twin
was her
sister.
actual twin sister.
You know what that movie makes me think of? Whenever she's like holding on to the fence and she's burning up and everything. Whenever she's,
Oh yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
makes me think of
Nuclear.
It makes me think of our Arizona
Oh my
summers.
God! There's somebody walk outside. Ah!
You start melting immediately.
I always get a kick out of that one. That one person always says, "Yeah, but it's a dry heat." Yeah, stick your head in the oven. Don't worry, it's okay. It's just a dry heat. It
Oh,
won't hurt you that bad. Duh.
standing outside in 120-degree heat.
Speaking of
Woo!
heat, desert, my movie is Tremors.
Oh yeah, Tremors.
Love the movie. Second one was pretty cool. Third one, kind of, yeah. And then it just kind of started getting weirder from there on out.
It
But
does have really good actors and actresses
it's
though.
got some good actors. Yep, it's got. That's one of my favorite like old time go to movies. It's got like, it's starts off as comedy. You're like, oh, this is a funny movie, and it turns out to be kind of serious, but it's like a serious comedy.
It's serious and stupid at the same time.
It's just one of my favorite movies. my favorite is they're getting getting stuck in the truck and they're sitting there talking bad, talking yelling at each other. He's like, "Could you shut up? You hung up, I tell you."
Yeah.
They're up on top of the roof and Bert's got that elephant gun.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear that boom. Bert, cut it out. I think I scared it.
I think it scared him away.
I actually put that on our website.
Reba McEntire, she was, she did a really good job in that movie.
He makes those pipe bombs.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one was it whenever he was like he let the worm eat him and then he like blew it up from the inside?
Oh, that was part 3.
Was that part 3?
Wasn't like that he let him eat it inside. It was gonna eat him and he hid in a barrel.
Oh, okay.
And they were still back. They went back to perfection. And because, Bert was like a step ahead of these graboids is what they end up calling them. He ended up having like this cement wall dug underground around his
Bomb
house.
shelter.
Like, no, it was like an actual cement wall. And he was telling the guy on the radio, he was like, "Hey, have him follow you up to my house. And so all of a sudden it just comes to a grinding halt, you know?
Got yourself a.
Cold my ass. He's dead.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was definitely. I mean, the comedy made it. The seriousness made it, but it. Bert was funny. Kevin Bacon. Who was it? Well, Reba McEntire, of course.
Reba McEntire.
So
I
I'm
can't
not sure
think of the
who
guy
else.
who plays Walter Chang. I can't think of his name, but he played as the grandpa on. I don't know if you remember the movie Three Ninjas or Little Ninjas, Three Ninjas.
Yeah.
It was like an old '90s movie.
He also played in the movie Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of his name though, but yeah, he's a fairly famous actor.
Wasn't he in some of the Conan movies, like back when he was younger?
No. That was Mako. Yeah, Mako would be. Do you remember the movie Sidekicks?
Something like yeah.
With Jonathan Brandis and Chuck Norris.
Uh-huh.
He's like this dreamer guy. He ends up going to get martial arts from his teacher's grandfather or uncle.
I think so.
That's Mako.
Okay.
Yeah, and he also plays as like the head Japanese company guy in RoboCop 3. Yeah, that's Mako.
Okay, yeah.
The wizard.
Yeah.
I'll just go back to juggling apples. We want to get started on that movie, but.
So, do you have another one, or you still want to talk about the Tremors?
Let's go on to the next one. What do you got on your next one?
My next one is Interview with a Vampire.
Super good.
And so Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, both iconic actors back in the 90s. I know that Tom Cruise started his acting a little bit, earlier than Brad Pitt, but I think they both entered the movie business about the same time. So they're both iconic actors, but did you know that Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise did not get along?
Really?
Yeah. Even while filming the movie.
Huh.
I mean, they had to get along on set, of course.
Well, yeah. Well, it's like
they didn't get along.
It's like Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss on Jaws.
Uh-huh.
They hated each other, which made the movie better.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what made the movie good.
Robert Shaw is
these two didn't get along.
I think that was his name. Robert Shaw was the guy who plays the captain of the ship of the boat. Yeah, and Richard Dreyfuss was like the scientist guy. Yeah, they actually real life hated each other.
Yeah, and I was reading that and I was like, wow, you never could tell, but actors have to be actors, whether who they get along with or not. So. And the little girl was Kirsten Dunst.
Yep, Kirsten Dunst.
Which I know you had a crush on when she got older.
I did. Can't say it no more because I'm married and well, it is what it is.
So yeah, she had a lot of good movies. She played in Jumanji, and then that.
Yeah, she did play in Jumanji. Yeah,
Jumanji, and then what was that other movie where she's a teenager? Cheerleader.
The Bouncing Cheerleaders.
It wasn't the bouncing cheerleaders. I mean,
that's what I called it.
That's what you called it because you like bouncing cheerleaders. But back when you were younger. But
Bring it on.
Bring it on. That's what it was.
Bouncing cheerleaders.
But it's all good. So, in the book of Interview with a Vampire.
Now, is it Interview with a Vampire or the Vampire?
It's Interview with a Vampire.
Are you sure? Look at the movie credits. Interview with the Vampire.
Okay, well.
I know I did. I didn't know that until like about 2 weeks ago.
And then
myself.
Christian Slater, he got the movie. The movie rights to play the interviewer. But it was originally supposed to be River Phoenix.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he passed away.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Depp, he turned down the movie. He was offered the movie. To be in the movie, and he turned it down.
Oh, I've been.
Which is okay, but Johnny Depp, he's an awesome actor. Love him. But he turned it down. But Christian Slater took over when River Phoenix passed away.
That's right. I was like, who was the person who was interviewing?
It was originally
Christian
supposed
Slater.
to be River Phoenix.
Right on.
But so in the book, the little girl that they had turned into a vampire, which was against the rules of the vampire. They weren't supposed to do that, but the little girl was only 5 years old in the book, but in the movie, I think she was like around 10 years old. But yeah, Kirsten Dunst, she did a really good job, even
Yeah,
as young as she was in the
she's a good
movie.
actress.
She did a really good job. Um, I would have loved to have seen Johnny Depp in there because he does all of the you know Nightmare Before, well,
Oh
no, not
yeah,
Nightmare
yeah,
Before Christmas, but Corpse Bride.
yeah. He's like one of those actors that can play anybody.
Yes, yes, yep,
It's like Gary Oldman too. He can play like anybody.
yes. He is like one of my all-time favorite movie actors. In that, like I said, Tom Cruise is pretty cool. Brad Pitt's pretty cool. They're all good actors. Which
Yeah,
we've been in a couple of movies ourselves. I don't know how many people know that, but there's a couple of movies we've been in, and me, James, and our daughter.
yeah.
And acting is actually very addicting. So,
It can be. I've just got too many other projects in my work to actually focus on acting. But whenever there's a gig coming up here in town, I usually, hey,
both movies have been filmed here in Globe,
mm-hmm.
which is cool. But yeah, I'm going to let you get on with your next movie there.
This is one of my all time favorites, and I picked this up at, well, back then it was called Smith's. Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, pick this up.
I love that movie.
Such a great movie.
it's so dumb it's funny.
It's cool. It's
cool.
It's like the total cult classic zombie movie.
It is. It was funny, and even though it was, some parts of it was serious, it was still funny at the serious part.
It's like Tremors. You know? Yeah, it was like Tremors. It had funny parts in it, then it had serious parts in it. It was good. It was just definitely one of my favorites. The zombies talk. Brains! Which they wouldn't do so well in Washington, but it is what it is.
But one of my favorite. What was one of your favorite scenes from that movie?
You really want to go there?
Oh my God! Don't tell me.
You really want to go there?
It's the Nakey.
Yeah, the girl jumping around. Yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the entire movie, just because I'm psycho like that. But
yeah,
yeah.
One of my favorite movies was like whenever everything happened and they woke up and they were like super sore and super stiff. Is like whenever rigor mortis started happening.
Who is that actor who plays? Not James Cameron was a good actor. That's one of my favorite. He's passed away too. Yeah, he's the guy who played Tommy in Friday the 13th.
Oh, I don't know his name.
Oh, gosh,
I don't have my phone with me, or else I'd look it up.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either. But he's a pretty good actor. He played on Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which I didn't really care much for.
Was that one funny too, or was it more serious?
It was. I don't know. It was
more serious.
I can't really pinpoint it. It wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was just downright really cool.
Yeah, my favorite like scenes were whenever that zombie pops up and he's like, "Burns."
Yeah. They actually capture one of the zombies and actually interrogate it. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, whenever
and the fact that you couldn't kill the zombies.
Yeah, they tried like
even all the body parts were like coming back after him and everything. It was weird.
And then they had like the half a zombie on what was it?
Yeah, the one that they interrogated,
the mortuary table.
Yeah,
and they had her. And they said, "Why do you kill? Why do you come back to life and kill? What is? Why do you eat brains?" And she said, "Because it's the pain of being dead."
It's crazy.
So that they can soothe the pain of being dead.
Dude, I was like, what?
I was like, okay.
It's like that. That's one zombie apocalypse I don't really want to be a part of.
No. And then the cadaver going all crazy inside the mortuaries, or not the mortuary. It was the whatever facility they were in. They had cadavers in the freezer.
Oh yeah.
And that
it was like a warehouse supply store.
Yeah, all of that
like
stuff
supplied
started coming
everything.
in through
Yeah.
the vents, and it started activating the cadavers.
Oh, I can't remember the name of the gas that they used. It was like Motron B or something like that. I don't remember. Uh, yeah.
Word of wise: do not open canisters that look like they're not
If
supposed to
it
be
has a
activated.
government number on it and it says "Do not open," please call this number. Just call the damn number, okay?
Yeah. Otherwise, things might not be so good.
Just call the damn number. Just make it easier. Like, oh,
Note to
okay.
self. Note to self.
What do you got for your other one?
I was gonna do Bram Stoker's Dracula.
We got some time left.
I think the reason that you like Bram Stoker's Dracula is because of the girls that were in it.
Don't even get me started on that one. Why do you got to hit all these trigger points?
Because it's fun. It's funny.
Damn it!
It's what we're supposed to do, you know. Anyway,
We're supposed to be we're supposed to be funny, not aroused.
oh
But
my god,
it is what it is.
sure, yeah, whatevs. But yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, even though she was turned into a vampire because she was in love with the vampire, and because she looked a lot, exactly like his wife that passed
Yeah.
away, and she wanted to become like him, and so she did, and he kept her fiance, which was Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, you're a little
Yeah,
cutie.
he's handsome.
Uh-huh.
And
There you
anyway,
go. There you go. Truth shall set you free.
and they kept him in a room with all the vampires that were the girls, and everything, and they were draining his blood to keep him weak. But even though she was going to be a vampire and he was weak, they somehow came together. Their love brought them back together. So,
Yeah, it was a good one. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Definitely a good
I just
movie.
like the way Gary Oldman played as Dracula.
Uh-huh.
I just the something about the way Gary Oldman played him, and it was just
he had the perfect voice for it.
He did. He had the perfect voice. He had when he turned back into human, like he wasn't an old man, he was a human.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he looked so awesome in that getup that he was wearing, like straight out like purple coat and like a gray like button down shirt and a huge ass
he was
top
very
hat.
handsome.
Dude, that was awesome looking.
He was back in his younger form. He
Dude,
he was very
super
handsome.
cool. I was like, man, wish I could be that cool.
You didn't do like a vampire, but for Halloween one year you did do Papa Legba.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute throw together thing.
But it turned out really good.
It could have been better.
Well, I think it.
I said it was a last minute thing. Like literally, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for Halloween. I went and found. I had an old top hat and some white makeup and some black makeup.
No, we got your top hat because it had all the decorations.
Yeah, it had all the voodoo decorations.
It had the
like
voodoo decorations. We found it at Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, that was just kind of like a thrown together kind of thing, but it was cool.
It turned out good because I have a picture of it on my phone.
Yeah,
I still remember it. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one.
So here's a good one: Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
Oh yeah,
definitely awesome. Yeah.
And then the sex they're putting them in was like supposed to be, I don't know, wound up what, but it looked like cotton candy. I mean, it looked almost like you wanted to eat it, but don't eat it because these are alien clowns.
Yeah, those were dead bodies in there.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
That was a cult classic right there. Killer Klowns from Outer Space, and just downright awesome. Love that movie. I like the soundtrack to it. Again, I'm a big soundtrack person.
Uh-huh.
And the theme song to Killer Klowns from Outer Space was awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
There were some old actors in there. The guy who played I want to say the chief of police. He played on.
And then the sheriff's deputy. He was very young in that movie. The blonde-haired officer.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either.
I don't know. Gotta do our research.
I need to remember these actors' names. Yeah, literally, I'm like, okay.
Oh my
But
gosh.
anyways, I know who he played. He played as Mr. Crater on Ernest Goes to Camp.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah. And then they end up catching him in the movie Killer Klowns from Outer Space. End up making him like a human ventriloquist doll.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Oh, we just want to kill you." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's weird that kind of coincides with the movie.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, no, he's just
That
the
is
same
true.
actor.
Yeah.
Like, there's no correlation between the movies, but
No, but it's true. I mean, both movies, there's Killer Klowns, and they did make him into a ventriloquist. So, yeah, I didn't even think about that till you had just mentioned
like
it.
I said,
I was like, hey,
I know actors'
that's an
faces,
interesting
but
use
sometimes I don't remember actors' names, and we just
can describe what they are.
I can tell you
they're
who.
in.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something
I
like
did
that.
I did that to Dad yesterday because Dad was watching Stargate SG-1, and literally, I walked in and I was like, "Oh, I know when I'm watching a Stargate SG-1." So I sat down and watched just a few minutes of it, and I noticed one of the actors on the movie was also Jigsaw on the Saw franchise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked at that actor and I was like, I don't know his name, but I know where he's played.
Yeah, and it's
and it was just exactly like him, and you cannot mistake. If you can think of any of the actors' names for any of these two characters, put it in the comments. I don't remember their names.
The movie Saw.
Yeah.
Okay, the blonde-haired guy who speaks with a British accent, he's also in Men in Tights.
That's Carrie Elwes.
Carrie, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiss the Girls, Princess Bride.
Yes, Princess Bride. And he was also in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
No, Men in Tights.
Men in Tights, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting mixed up. But he's a good actor.
Yes, he's a very good actor.
I couldn't remember his name, and you did.
And see, speaking of that, he also played on Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Did he?
Yes. Yes.
Which part did he play?
So he played Lucy's fiance.
He did.
That was him.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny how we're talking about him, and all of a sudden he's like in this movie that I'm talking about.
And another one of my favorite movies too, Glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played in that.
Yep.
He was Matthew Broderick's
and
subordinate.
He does the accent very, very well, which is his normal accent, but he also does the English without the accent. He can do both.
I think he is. I'm not mistaken, but I think he's.
What is this? This is January, and we have flies in here.
Right? Well, this is Arizona.
Shoot away. It's on your soda.
Well, he's gonna be caffeinated then.
Ew. Extra protein.
No, he's just gonna be a fly that's gonna be going.
Because the sugar rush.
All the caffeine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Carrie Elwes, Kiss the Girls.
Yes.
That was a good one. But yeah, he's Hot Shots, the first one.
See, all of these movies. And
like
it's funny.
I know actors' faces most of the time, and most of the time I know their names, but there are times where it just draws a blank.
And see, you knew his name. I didn't, like I said.
Yeah, Carrie Elwes. Yeah.
And you just mentioned he was in the movie I was just talking about.
Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you'd have anything else that you want to add to our movie list here?
No, I don't. But I'm gonna just I think that's about all the time we got for today, guys. And we do appreciate you guys listening in on us. And I don't know if we're gonna have time to do another episode this week, but definitely we do one every week. Because I know we kind of slacked off last week. We didn't have one for you guys, but
we can try to squeeze one in.
We'll try and squeeze one in. It's like a super insanely busy week. We've got stand-up comedy. In fact, I got stand-up comedy in like 2 hours, so we got to come up with a show for that.
You got the stand-up comedy. You have your podcast. We are doing acting.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, and reenacting season kicked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's been we're super busy, guys. It's not that we don't love y'all, because we do, and we love putting out our podcasts and
Oh
our
my gosh,
content for you
it's
guys
so
to
much
listen
fun.
to. It's just that we're really super busy people. And, I'm starting my own channel soon that's going to deal with cooking.
Oh
If you
yeah,
check out my TikTok,
yeah. You guys
check
gotta
out
check out her TikTok. What's your TikTok name?
Baby Love.
Baby Love. Baby Love. What? 40, 39, 76.
It just says Baby Love.
Oh, okay. All right.
I need to come up with
Well,
a
you
new
can
one.
check out mine. Mine is the Big Jim Show 39. Yeah, and just yeah. Anyways, look for us all over the place. We're on Facebook. We have YouTube channel. It's all under the Big Jim Show. That's going to be one of the sister channels
Yes, we
for
do
that.
have the YouTube channel. Also.
Everything will be on the website, thebigjimshow.com, and we also got some new merchandise for y'all too. So
Yes.
check
out the merch.
Yeah, check out the merch. None of it's in the mail yet. I ordered a bunch of merch, so next week we'll be doing some giveaways. So,
yeah, definitely going to give some cool stuff away.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some giveaways on Facebook, so make sure to check out our Facebook page, The Big Jim Show on Facebook, and it's a private group, so you have to ask, request, and I'm the only one that lets people in, so there will be some questions being asked, and
Also for the not the podcast, but the stand-up comedy tonight. If you guys want to tune into that, we're going to go on Facebook Live on the Big Jim Show.
Yeah, we will be. We'll be live for that. So, all right, guys. Well, it's been fun and it's been great, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace
Bye,
out.
guys.